When Elijah fled into the wilderness, he was so tired and afraid that he asked God to take his life. He went to a cave and waited there, carrying his loneliness like a heavy cloak. Then the wind came, wild and shaking the mountains. But the Lord was not in the wind. An earthquake split the ground, yet the Lord was not in the earthquake. Fire flashed across the rocks, but the Lord was not in the fire. After all the noise had passed, there came a gentle whisper, and Elijah covered his face, for he knew God was near. Long before that, Hagar had also been alone in the desert. Cast out and thirsty, she believed no one saw her. But God opened her eyes to a well, and she called him the God who sees me. And Moses, separated from Egypt and its power, spent long years in the wilderness until the Lord met him in a burning bush and taught him that holy ground can be found in hidden places. One evening, many generations later, a young widow named Mara sat by her window while rain traced silver lines on the glass. Her house was quiet, and the quiet felt like emptiness. She had prayed, but heaven seemed far away. She had read scripture, but her heart still ached. Then she remembered Elijah's cave, Hagar's desert, and Moses' wilderness. She said aloud, "Lord, if you are here, teach me to hear you." So she turned off the lamp, sat still, and placed her hand over her heart. At first there was only silence. Then she began to notice what the noise of the day had hidden: a steady breath, the strength to endure the hour, the memory of God's promises, and a peace she could not explain. She understood that loneliness had not been a sign that God had left her, but a space where he was drawing her nearer. In the weeks that followed, Mara did not suddenly become surrounded by constant company. Yet she no longer felt abandoned. She learned to bring her solitude to Christ, who had himself prayed alone in lonely places and who knows what it is to be rejected and sorrowful. In her quiet hours, she found that the Lord was not only with her in the crowd, but also with her in the silence. The lesson: loneliness is not always divine absence. Sometimes it is God's invitation to deeper intimacy, for be still and know that I am God.